And good evening. And this
Yay!
is a surprise episode. Surprise!
Whoop, whoop.
There's,
She's stuck with you. Oh, she's stuck with me.
oh, how do I get it the other way? I
Yay.
didn't
Oh,
know.
that's so much better. I like that better though.
You like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because then you can see my bed behind me.
It looks good though. This is better.
Okay, we'll leave it
Otherwise,
like
we're like
this.
close up.
Hi, Jen. Reach out and touch Jen.
Yay.
All right, so getting serious here, about as serious as I could get, anyways. Welcome, and we are talking today about morning routines and what we do in the morning to set us up to have a better day. I want to say winning day, better day. What do you say, Jen?
A day where you can thrive.
There we go.
Yeah.
A thriving day.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I never used to do this until last July. Imagine everything happened for me last July. And this July is going to explode. So, Jen, since you're my guest tonight and I can't get it, how did you switch it that I'm on the other side?
Just pull me over to your side. Yay!
It worked. All right, there we go. All right, Jen. So you start us off. What do you do in the morning to set your morning routine up so that you could thrive for the rest of the day?
Yeah, so I'll go through a couple things. And first, just to share, guys, if you're not familiar, she has a group coaching program coming out, which is part of what led us to today's show in talking about morning routines. Now, I have two main morning routines that I follow, and I adjust based on my energy level. There are some days that I wake up so emotionally depleted. And I'll back up for a minute for the audience, anyone watching. So I'm a cancer survivor and it was thyroid cancer. So I have no thyroid. So there are days that my hormones just run amok. And there are days that I wake up so emotionally depleted that I'll adjust my morning routine. And I'll go through both because, guys, fact is I think even for the normal healthy person, there's days that we wake up depleted. So I can go through both, Dorothy, if you want me to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So either way, my good rule of thumb, and I really try sticking to it whenever possible, is not hitting the electronics at least an hour after I wake up. Now, admittedly, in my emotional depleted days, there are some days that I will be in my office pretty quickly, not to look at anything, but more so for writing, sitting at my desk doing writing a blog, doing something like that creative wise to get my creative juices flowing. So on that day, that's usually the path that I'll follow. Or I'll supplement with a yoga routine, stretching routine. On those days also, I'll push back my workout. If I didn't do yoga first thing and if I decided to write first thing instead, then I'll push out and do my workout later once my body's had a time to catch up. I do a lot of personal energy work on myself. So learning chakras, learning meditation is a key piece of every morning when I wake up. I do it so naturally now that I don't tend to think about it, especially on the energy front. My meditation does not always come first thing in the morning. Sometimes it'll come later in the morning, but the energy piece is always present to me. What else do I do on my emotionally depleted days? Those are generally the days that I'll do more affirmations. I'll do more moments of kindness to myself because I tend to find when I'm emotionally depleted and energetically depleted, I tend to have less resistance towards anything that comes at me. So I stay hyper aware of where my limiting beliefs are, where my thoughts are. So there's that. Every single day when I wake up. So that's kind of the adjusted routine when I'm out of the norm. And then I didn't add one. For both sides, I tend to get outside within always within an hour of waking up. Even if it's just to pop outside for a couple minutes. Other days I do my workout outside. But I really believe in connecting with nature as quickly as we can in the morning. Um, on both routes, to me, hydration is huge first thing in the morning. I hydrate. I mean, I have one of these that I drink the full thing right when I wake up in the morning. Um, and then I'll usually have a second one within the next hour. So I think for anyone watching, especially anyone who has a hard time with emotions or anxiety or just energy fatigue in general, the more that we can hydrate first thing for me is key. So on the other side, when I wake up to my norm in the morning, I within 15 minutes I am in my gym working out, getting a workout routine. This is already after hydration and some simple energy work to get my energetic balance. But then I have my morning rituals. Again, my phone stays off. In fact, there are some days, in fact, I'm not even sure at this point in time right now, my phone is still on silent from the day. Yeah, still on silent from the day. So there are days that I don't even take it off silent. And I'll watch, of course, if there's a call that comes in that needs my attention. But otherwise, historically, I don't respond to messages early on. So I do my workout, usually cardio and strength, follow it up with some stretch routine, and then some light meditation. And then, of course, the normal self-love routine of just getting ready in the morning. I learned some really good tricks that I like to use of just loving on yourself when you're getting ready. Just the simple looking yourself in the mirror, and as you're getting ready, telling yourself how gorgeous you are and how much you love yourself and how much you believe in yourself. How much you love your skin, how much you love your hair. And in those simple acts, once I started being in tune to that and really just honoring that, there's a lot to be said for overcoming the doubt and the worth conversation and just loving on yourself. Not in a weird way, of course. What else? Yeah, of course. Why not? For a long time, I had done some journaling in the morning. Oh, I didn't even mention. Literally, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is gratitude. It is literally where I put my brain every single morning. Simple stuff at times. Other times, like this morning, for example, I'm so grateful because I have 2 podcasts today. I'm so grateful because I'm starting editing my book. Like I immediately went there. I don't always write my gratitude first thing in the morning, but it is the first place that I put my brain intentionally. And I can tell you on the days that I miss it, I'm more apt to have the limiting beliefs show up for me and having a rougher day. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of journaling, but I am a writer. So generally my journaling comes out in my writing, through my blog, through my videos, through my fiction writing. That's usually my strong source of journaling.
Right.
If I feel like I need it, I will do a brain dump as needed if I haven't done enough writing that day in other forms.
Right.
Yeah. And I used to be a big journaler. Like I used to journal every single day religiously for a long time, before I realized how healthy it is for me to tune that into. For me, taking a different form of writing is beneficial for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. I love all that you said. I love all of that. And it's funny because, yeah, and I love how you said that you were able to switch up, like you did your journaling before, and now it's kind of different. The only reason why that comes to mind is when I guess I learned from a coach because that's what that I had last year, and I just basically, this is what she said to do, and I'm a creature of you tell me what needs to happen in order for me to become successful, and I'll do it. Like if you tell me I need to do this, then I'm going to do this. It's just no if, ands, or buts for me. And, unless I don't understand it, then, once I understand it, though, I'm golden. So, and that's where I got mine from. And it's a little, again, the hydration, like you said, as soon as you get out of bed, the full, I think, what is this, 25 ounces, 24 ounces within the first couple minutes of waking up. And then, if after I go into my working out, I definitely have another one. So again, like you said, the hydration is important. That's something that I do. Mine's a little bit different, but that's okay. Just giving different perspectives.
Can I make a comment on something real quick?
Yeah.
So you had made the comment about someone told you how to do something and you just did it that way.
Right.
My perspective, and I use it for all my coaching clients, is there's no one right way that works for everybody.
Right.
My perspective and opinion is that I want to know the options, and I want to try to see what works best for me, and I want to give it the time to see if it works.
Right.
And if it doesn't, then we pivot and we say, okay, this isn't really having the impact that we want it to have on you. Yeah. We're going to try something different. So just to throw that.
And I love that you said that, because I love the fact that I do have a morning routine, but I love the fact that you can change it and still get the result that you want, or a better result. Yeah. And I'm glad we're having this conversation, because I'm like, how different ways can we do something and get either a better result? And so to start, how I have been doing mine is I'll read, what do you call that? Sarah Young's affirmation. There's like what do you call that? It's Jesus calling anyways. So I use the verse of the day. I read that, and then I will set a timer, and I will do 15 minutes of just listening to what God has to tell me. And then after I'm done, I will write my five gratitudes, my 10 affirmations, and then whatever I hear in that meditation time, I write that down. And that is how I've been getting my meditations for everybody in the morning, to jumpstart everybody's morning. It's basically what I get from God on that day. And sometimes it's a little bit personal, and I'm like, do I really want to put this up there? And I'm like, well, I guess there's a reason why I'm doing this, right? So there are some days I don't post. I don't post it on the weekend, but because I have to have some suspense for when the book comes out. Yeah. At the end of the year. But, and then I usually, like you said, get into some kind of workout routine, because it's still dark here. And my husband doesn't like me going out running by myself at that time. I do some kind of workout in the home, whether that be, I have like beach body workouts. I have YouTube is phenomenal for that. The 1 minute workout, 1 mile workout, or I have the strength training from Autumn Febreze from Beachbody. I've done that one. And then if I still have a little bit of time and I don't have to run right into work, I will, as soon as that sun comes up, go for a run, because that's my new favorite thing. I love being outside, and I love being in nature, like you said. Yeah. So to me, that grounds me. That just being able to breathe in that fresh air really does something for me. And, I believe it clears my mind. Not that it didn't clear it in the meditation time, but I'm really liking, I wrote down the tips that you had. So maybe I might change it up, because there are days I get up at 4:00 in the morning. Yes, I'm a little bit crazy, but I get up that early because that's the only time I know that I will have that time to set my mind right to, because I'm very busy, like you are, Jen, I have 45-minute drive to work. I'm there for 9 hours, and then I drive back home. So, if I don't do that, then on the days that I don't set up my morning routine, you're right, I'm completely off, and I could feel it all day long.
Yeah.
And we have a friend, Tim, here.
Hey, Tim. So good to see you. I'm excited to talk to you tomorrow. Looking forward.
Ooh.
Yay.
Ooh. All right. So yeah, again, setting up that morning routine is, I think, crucial. Whether you do it Chen's way, whether you do it my way, or whether you find whatever works best for you. And I
Yeah.
guess, I believe that every successful person out there has something that they do to get them into their mindset that they need for that day. And I guess that's why we were bringing the attention to that. Jim's excited too.
Yay.
Yay.
So I think the most important thing that I've really found throughout the years, and the reason why I've personally modified my mornings throughout the years, because it used to look a lot like get up, meditation, workout, and it didn't put me at my best. And
Mm,
guys, honor yourself, honor your body, honor your mind, honor your thoughts. And if something is feeling off, or if something's putting you feeling not as good as when you started, there's something wrong there. And I have it, and it's for a whole nother conversation, but I have it that sometimes if someone's not in this right state of mind when they go into a meditation, it can actually have an adverse effect. But my point is just honor yourself and honor your body and what's working and what's not working for you, and adjust accordingly. Even with foods, when I talk about morning routine and when I talk about routine and whole, even the food conversation of how they, what they eat and how they nourish themselves. There's some seemingly healthy foods that for me, if I eat, I will actually have a depleted day the next day because they're not healthy for me.
mhm.
So it's even, again, little things like that to just be in tune to for yourself.
Right. I totally get that because, if not that all carbs are bad for you, but if I know that I have more carbs than what I should have that day, I know I feel it, and I feel sluggish, and I feel like I'm dragging. Or if I have that ice cream and chocolate
Yeah.
on those days where you're like, just give it to me. Yeah, I totally understand that. So using those healthy practices, um,
Dorothy,
or if
just so
I,
you know, I don't know if anyone else can see the comments, but I can't see them when you pop them up on the screen.
oh,
Yeah. I can see them because we're back screen, but I don't know if anyone else can see them or not. So,
Tim, can you see them? The comments when I pop them up? I can see them, but Jen says she can't.
yeah, I can't see them. Nonetheless, so this is a good comment though, since I can see it from behind. Tim, this is interesting, and maybe we can engage more on this one tomorrow. So you used to get up between 4 and 5, and then started having migraine meds. I tended to find when I changed a couple things, and I'm sure that you've already done this, but that now I can see him, Dorothy.
Okay.
Yeah. Temperature in my room, actually getting an air purifier in my room really helped. Because I used to wake up with this really heavy side head pressure stuff a lot in the morning, and just being aware of my sleeping environment has been extremely helpful for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Like you said, I get that. Like if I'm sleeping in a room that's too heated.
Yes.
Sorry, I have a hard time. And last night, my husband was not feeling well, so he got out of bed. So I didn't sleep well at all last night because I'm so used to him being there
Yeah.
that I didn't sleep well either.
We
I
actually, yeah, we actually turned down in the winter, especially, we turned down our home heat to like 61 degrees.
right,
We actually ended up putting uh, air conditioner. We have central air, but we still put another air conditioner in our bedroom just to actually keep it really cool. Because, again, and I don't know how anyone else deals with this, but with no thyroid and my hormones got a whack, there's literally most nights I'll wake up feeling like I'm 1,000 degrees in the morning. And when you sleep too hot, you just don't sleep healthy.
right. No, I totally understand that. And there must be something in our room because we both said like we wake up with the covers are off and I'm like in a complete body sweat. Maybe I'm going through the change on top of everything else.
I think you're young. I don't know if that's coming yet.
I don't know. I'm 45.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've been told I'm going through early menopause, so we'll see. Hope not.
Yeah.
Hope not. But
I have some tips for you. We'll take that one offline.
yeah. Okay. So just going through some of my notes here about our topic about setting up your morning routine. I think it definitely makes us more productive by definitely setting that up. Like you said, whether you're meditating, no matter what you're when you're doing your meditation or when you're doing your gratitude is huge. And setting, like you said, setting your morning up exactly as soon as you wake up with gratitude, that's hugely important because that sets the tone for the rest of your day. And I can't imagine on the days like I wake up with gratitude, I do my gratitude journal, I have a I have this thing where the last 5 minutes as I'm getting to work, I just start praying for whatever comes to my mind, and I'm like, could you imagine if I didn't do that and then walked into the show that I walked into this morning? I was just like, man, So, but setting that up, at least you're in the right frame of mind as soon as you start your work day, by doing those things.
The other thing that we do with that is, and I'm gonna give up getting it right, but the reticular activating system, the RAS in our brain, that looks for what we teach it essentially, and our brains are most pliable the first start of the morning. What happens is, and again, I don't know the science behind it, but I know it's a fact within our brain is if we're looking at our phone within the first hour, or if we immediately go to negative, we're literally setting our brain up for that. We're
Right.
setting our brain. That's what it is. We're setting our brain up for fight or flight.
Right.
So when you look at your phone, or if you immediately go to negative, you're setting your brain up for flight or fight for the whole day. Whereas
Right.
if you keep the phone off, you stay in tune to gratitude, positive. What are you thinking about? Controlling the thoughts that come out. Then
Yeah.
you're setting your brain more up for proactive response mode. So,
Right.
and I
Right.
can tell you, it has a profound difference on me.
Right. Oh, for sure. Because most people just head right for their phone, and I will admit before recently, because I have parents that are ill and a grandmother that's ill. I used to check it every morning to see there was no message that somebody had passed away. That is horrible. That is horrible. But in my mind, because anything's possible, but now I just leave it, and I only use it to set the timer for the 10-15 minutes that I'm doing my meditation in the morning. And then after done doing everything, then I'll look through it. But yeah, I think, once you start doing something, everybody that was in the class when I was doing that, they were like, well, I can't even sit still for 5 minutes, let alone 10-15 minutes, but it gets easier, and do, like you said, do what feels right.
Yep.
And, if you have to change that, then change it, do what's best for you. And
Yep.
I think, yeah, I'm going to have to change a couple things, because I have it that, if I don't give my first 10-15 minutes to God, and because he gives us the rest of the day, then, if you can't do that, then in that coach's mind that wasn't good. And I'm thinking, well, sometimes though, like you said, you're so exhausted, like you can't even think. So I'm really not doing anything, but just sitting there almost sleeping anyway. So I like that. I like that you said, do what's best for you, your body, and what you need, not what someone's telling you that you should be doing.
Yeah.
Set up what's right for you.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I call over good energy and request in good prayers and thoughts for a lot of people every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually never happens first thing when I wake up in the morning, because it's just my brain's not there yet. And it's just, again, that's just what works for me.
Yeah.
So what works for someone else may be way different, but for me it's better if I just push it back a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
so
No, I totally get that, and I love that. And then, like, on Sundays, sometimes I just want to sleep in. So getting up at 4, I'm not doing that on Sundays. It's my only day to sleep in.
yeah.
Sleeping in for me, folks, though, is 7 o'clock. That's huge.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I'm a
So
4:30 riser. I used to be a 3:15 riser, and I'd be in my gym by 3:30. And I'm so grateful to be in the position that I am now, that I have more flexibility. And I can tell you that sleep is key, you guys, especially the longer that we go, the more important it is that we're giving our body the opportunity to rejuvenate itself, and that cellular healing that we do. Um, yeah, so I would just pay attention to it and get the extra rest when your body needs it, Dorothy, and everyone
Yes.
else that's listening. Your body knows; it'll always tell you what you need. You just
Exactly.
have to listen.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That is totally true. Absolutely 100% totally true. So we're almost wrapping up here. This isn't going to be an hour episode like it normally is.
Yeah.
We try and keep these episodes close to 30 minutes as possible. Jen, I appreciate you so much, and definitely all the help that you've been giving me. Especially with trying to put this course on and things like that, and putting that together. And this lady is amazing, so if you don't know her, you definitely should know her. She is an amazing coach, and she's definitely somebody you want in your corner. So I do appreciate you being on here. And I just thank you for
Thank
all
you.
your tips and all your help.
Of course.
And yes, there. Part of the reason why we're starting to do these is leading up to my course, which is July 29th. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is for 10 weeks. And it is going to be fun. And my definition of fun and your definition of fun are two different things, but we will come together and we will create an amazing experience for everybody. And it's just basically for those people that want to go from striving to thriving, making that roadmap from where you are to where you want to be in life, getting rid of those pesky limiting beliefs that are nagging at you, that you just want to go. And it's like the devil and the angel, and you just want to go bing, and away they go. And we are going to dig into those things, and we're going to dig into putting up healthy boundaries, because that is definitely important, and putting a routine in that works for you, That's why we're talking about morning routines today, and definitely putting a self-care program in place for you. And the Overcomer has teamed up with Jen's Happy Meal the other way. That way.
Oh, shoot, I got it right.
That way. Oh my God. Whatever. Okay. We have teamed up with Jen's Happy Meal, and we are also going to send you out a self-care package from Jen's Happy Meal. That is a surprise package.
Yay.
And I know some people don't like surprises, but Jen's pretty amazing, and I know that her packages are pretty amazing. And so it's just one of those things that I think now we just need to surprise each other and say, hey, this is what you need, and it will be delivered right to your doorstep. And actually, when I was talking to somebody today about the program, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. It's delivered right to my doorstep. Exactly. Because when you sign up and when you register, you can go to www.unstoppableovercomers.com to register. We'll have your address and everything, which I won't give to anybody else. And we'll make sure you get that package to you. And we will put a self-care program in place for you that is right for you, because there's some people that, like certain things and some people not. I hate taking a bath, and other people like taking a bath. And that's just one example of self-care. But we're all good. We're going to have fun doing that, and fun to everybody is relative. So, I want to know what's fun for you. And yes, I have the basic structure, the laying down the foundations, but I also want to hear from the people that are going to be taking it as well, so that, it's not what I want, it's what you want. And that's most important, I think, when you're putting a coaching program into place, that you're meeting people's needs where they're at. And so, yeah.
So if I could add a couple things, Dorothy.
Sure.
First, thank you for being a part of my world. And I'm grateful to be here and just having this conversation with you today. And guys, here's the thing. If you're stuck, if you're thinking like, I'm in this alone. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling this way and I want to feel this way. I'm feeling sad and I want to be happy. You don't have to do it alone. And that's the thing is I think that it can be easy to think that you have to go through life alone. I did for decades. I thought like if I asked for help, it made me less than or it made me not as strong. In fact of the matter is, when we can get out of our own way and if we can just look in and say, try this and do this, number one, it normalizes us and it allows us to really see what's going on as opposed to what we think. Um, but it also gives us different ideas and suggestions from a community like the one that Dorothy is building. So get in touch with her and let us know anytime if you ever have questions because I love to connect with everyone. So feel free to connect with me as well.
That's right. And again, Jen, thanks for being on
Yeah,
tonight.
my pleasure.
And to respect everybody's time, we are going to say goodnight for right now. But you never know when we'll pop up next because
Yay.
we're always popping up because
Yes.
that's what we do because we love you and we want to make sure that you're taken care of. And yes. And with that, have an amazing night, guys. And thanks, Jen, for coming on.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys.